I am back from the Caribbean. The Knicks are still winning. Amazing.
Woo! We got a young core and they are homegrown. Roll the intro.
Take note.
Big Beach. We're here.
I'm an allergist.
It's different this time.
What's up, guys?
Go!
So, here we are, solidly in position 5, playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers, which I think we already kind of knew.
Yep.
We have players out injured, which gave us a really nice, and is going to give us for the next couple of games, opportunity to let the rest of the team and this young core that we are really excited about watching them play. Last night's game against the Indiana Pacers, I know they're number 14 or wherever they are in the conference, but to watch our team step up and play some basketball the way that they did without Randall, without Brunson, and without RJ, but
What was that? What was that?
you know, you'll know what I want to say, but I ain't gonna say it. These guys came up, stepped up, showed out, played their asses off, and it was so great to see. One of the things I have to say, and I always tell you this, obviously the team at this point knows we're solidly in position 5 and we're in the playoffs, right? So these games kind of don't really matter. When there's no, what's the word?
Pressure?
When there's no pressure on you, you play so much more free. Remember, these guys love this game. They are obviously, they excel at this game. That's why they're in the NBA. So to watch them play a game like that last night, it was beautiful, and I hope and I want to see some of this translate now, because they are, some of them, going to end up playing.
Well, they will be playing.
First couple of games, because I don't think Randall's playing in game 1 and 2, right?
That's been your
listen. I don't see that happening.
You've had so many predictions over the years.
He's playing Randall's first game. It's going to be game 3,
At the
420.
At the Garden.
In the Garden.
At the Garden. We're going to be at every playoff game. We're so excited. But you brought up a lot of stuff there. Well, the games in New York. We just see.
Game 7 in
Cleveland. Screw the pension. Screw the Roth IRA. We're going wherever we're going. All right. So, Mom brought up some good points. Let's roll it back a bit. You talked about how fun it was to watch them last night, right? And I don't want to bring this up as a Randall thing, right? Because I think we're beyond that. I think Randall's improved. I think there's stuff to talk about there. We got to see when he comes back. But since Randall's been out, the ball movement has been amazing, right? Obviously, we're not playing the toughest teams right now. It's not the most serious game, so you get it, right? It's different in the playoffs. The game's going to slow down, but we're running. We're up and down the court. We're fun. We're exciting. Last night, Emmanuel quickly. I tweeted before the game that Quentin Grimes is dropping 40 tonight. Quentin Grimes is my favorite or second favorite player on this team. Right? It might be Brunson. I think Brunson's number 1. Right. And quickly he's right there, of course. But the way Quentin Grimes plays basketball, I just love it. He's smart. He's efficient. He doesn't waste movements. He makes decisions quickly. He's decisive. He doesn't do dumb things. Right? Even when when his shot wasn't falling earlier in the season, or he's not finishing at the rim as well as you'd like, nothing he's doing makes you think, oh, Quentin, why are you doing that thing again?
So I agree with you. And I think there's certain players on the team that we feel that way about. Even if the ball doesn't go in, and even if the play doesn't work, there are certain players, especially in crunch time, towards the end of the game,
that you can trust.
You don't care if they, or not that you don't care, you want them to have the ball in their hand.
Or you trust them on the court.
You trust them with the ball in their hand, and you feel confident with the decisions they're going to make. Even if the decision doesn't give you the outcome that you wanted, you still feel really good about what they're doing. And there's certain players that we don't feel that way about.
That's true.
And I don't like that, because it makes me feel super nervous. I am so nervous. When you were watching in the last few seconds of the game, and I'm just going to call the name, Randall or RJ have the ball in their hand. Now,
I want to get to them.
Having said that,
I wanted to give the young. I was going to say, I wanted to give the young guys. I wanted to talk about last night and give the guys praise first.
Okay.
Because I don't disagree with that at all. I think a lot of people share that sentiment.
Right.
But I just want to say what we saw from Grimes last night, what we've been seeing from quickly all season long, especially in 2023. Obi Toppin, last 10 games, shooting 40% from 3. Another great game, and he started yesterday. He's hitting his threes, he's being aggressive, still not rebounding like we'd like, but he's showing so much. And you're watching these guys we all drafted, Grimes and Quickly, number 25.
Yeah.
These guys don't just look like, oh, they're going to be good starters. They look like they could be borderline stars. Like at this point, I'm looking at Quickly, right? 39 points last night. That's not an easy feat. He had that game in Boston a couple weeks ago when Brunson was out, right? We've seen Quickly time and time again just lead our bench unit. He's killing teams off the bench. He's dynamic. He's scoring clutch buckets. He's scoring at the right time. He's making the right plays, playing excellent defense. How is this guy not a future star? I'm not saying a superstar or anything, but Jalen Brunson said it early in the season. He said he's better than I was at this age. And you saw how Brunson has been able to go from kind of a backup guy to taking that next step. It feels like Quickly is at this point, why would Quickly want to stay on the bench? And this is something that's
so that really scares me. What scares me in that Quickly is that guy. You keep saying to me, if Quickly was playing for another team and we were playing against him, we would be afraid to play against him.
We'd be like, yo, this Quickly guy is crazy.
We'd be like, oh man, we want this guy on our team. The thing is, with us right now, Brunson is obviously the point guard. He's earned that. He's the point guard. He's the money, everything. Quickly should not be coming off the bench. He would not be coming off the bench in any other team, actually.
Well, I mean, unless another team had agreed, obviously, that you're a good point. But I get your sentiment.
I see him go. I mean, I don't want to lose him because I love. But see, the thing is too about Quickly. Even though I'm talking about him starting and he should be starting on another team, I love the energy he brings off the bench.
We need him off the bench.
I love the energy he brings off the bench, and he allows that second unit to be as
dynamic, as fun,
and as if not eventful, but he allows them to play like the first unit does in a way.
Right. Well, listen.
You know what I mean?
All season long, we've had one of the best benches in the league, right?
Right.
When Quickly, Hartenstein, and Obi come on, and Obi's like getting himself in there now after he had the injury, but Obi's last few games been loving it. That 4-man unit, and then you basically add in one of the starters. Because sometimes it might be Brunson with that group, might be RJ. RJ, we've seen a lot with that group. That's where I think RJ is going to be maybe at his best. But it's just so fun to watch, and you see what Quentin Grimes is doing. You watch Quentin Grimes in the rookie game during the All-Star break. You watch him in Summer League last year. He has so much more to his game. He is basically the 4th or 5th option in the starting lineup, right? You got Mitch, you got Jalen, you got Julius, you got RJ, you got Mitch, and you got Quentin. Sometimes, obviously, Quentin gets more shots than Mitch. But Quentin is the guy who he's there to play defense. He's always defending the best player against the Cavs. He's going to be against Donovan Mitchell for the bulk of the series, right? And he's still able to show you what he can do on offense. I love this kid so much. He's only played 115 games, I think, so far in the NBA. Right. So I'm just like, where is he going to be? This is his second year, right? He's missed time from injury here and there. What is he going to be next year? Right. Like, he's already this good, and you talk about team building, right? You do get the sense that, based on the cap and everything, the Knicks will have to do some kind of consolidation at some point. I don't even want to think about it because I love these guys. But there's a part of me that's like, you don't see contenders being built where they have like just 7 good guys. It's like, you do need, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty in the playoffs, it's so tough when you're going against a guy like Kevin Durant. Right? And he's just getting the ball every play. It's not about the team. I mean, yes, it's about the team, but you know what I mean.
It's just one guy.
You kind of end up
one guy leading the show.
You do end up needing these guys on that level, but I'm interested to see how this team, because I'll tell you this, everything is proven by winning.
Right.
This group, there's this talk, Knicks need a star, we need to do this, that, the other. The star could be here, right? The star could be here already. Number 1, these guys are young.
Right.
Number 2, we could build a win. They're improving.
They're young and they're improving every year.
They're improving so much. We might be able to build a weird team, a team that you would love.
Yes.
A team I think of course you love. These are our guys. Where it's like we didn't really get that star guy out there, but we had them in house, and then we kind of just have 7 or 8 guys that are all very, very good.
You spread the love around. You spread the points around. Also, when you do that, see, when you have a star, obviously when you go into the playoffs, or any game really, that star's getting double teamed, triple teamed.
And we're going to see Jalen.
We're going to see Jalen.
Because you've seen them, they've already started.
Jalen
we're going to see
triple teamed or double teamed. So when that happens, obviously it makes sense to have a deep roster that can be really effective, because then the other team does not know who to guard.
Right.
They don't know that, oh shit, Quentin, sorry for my foul mouth, that Quentin Grimes is this good, or that Quickly is this good, and then they don't know who to guard. So I really like when you have, last night, when you have 3 players
look how well they played.
all over 30 points. That's great.
And it was so great.
I'd much rather have that than have one guy scoring 60. That's selfish basketball.
I want Brunson. I want Brunson to score 60 on Donovan Mitchell.
Fine.
It'll be fine. But you're right. You're right.
Brunson scoring 60 is fine if there's 3 other players scoring 30.
I mean, that'd be a lot of points.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
to
me, I always prefer to see that love and those points being spread around the team as opposed to just one guy.
I agree.
Because then you're talking about that guy, like I said, getting double teamed, and also then there's an injury factor.
I know.
Which means that okay, now he's out. Now
we're screwed.
Now what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
So I never ever liked that. I always liked, and I even spoke to you before about. Well, what if we just have lots of people that are good? Like, what if we have, instead of having one number 1 guy, what if we have 4 number 2 guys?
Right.
Adds up to be the same, right? If not more.
So I think, listen, in my heart is there. The thing is, through NBA history, you never win a ring like that. The one team that I can remember in recent history that really, won a ring. I mean, Toronto weren't even that because Kawhi was the guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
They did, but they had a lot of solid players. I mean, every NBA Finals team has multiple solid players. Even beyond the stars, right?
Yeah.
The guys like the way Quinton's playing, the way Hart's playing. These guys are on all the NBA teams that have won championships. Mm-hmm. But the Detroit Pistons in 2004, right? They basically had 4 elite defensive team, but like Rasheed Wallace, Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, and Ben Wallace, right? Basically, those 4 were kind of carrying them, and it was pretty spread. And they beat the Lakers with Kobe, Shaq, and old man Karl Malone and Gary Payton. So, listen, I think this is why I say the proof is in the pudding. We're about to go to the playoffs, right? I love that these guys are getting a chance right now to just play free. Right?
Yes.
You can see, I love, man, you saw like a couple of games ago, we had that RJ Obi little thing.
Yes, yeah.
But then they made up quickly.
Right away,
right?
yeah.
These guys, they've been together, man. We're getting to see that kind of fraternity, that brotherhood, that togetherness. These guys like each other. They're good, high-quality guys. We're not dealing with random off-the-court issues.
Right.
These guys are coming to work every day. They're defending. They're playing hard. They're playing for the team. Tibbs is keeping them on their toes, and they're responding well. They're playing well as a group. Right? A lot of teams in the playoffs are going to cut down their rotation to 8, 9 guys. We've been in a 9-guy rotation, pretty locked in. And so they're not going to have a big adjustment to these minutes. Now, I do think, which I'm interested to see, is that our bench gets to play. They just destroy the other team's benches.
Right.
We're not going to be playing benches anymore. We will be playing benches, but teams are going to start playing their 9 best guys.
Right. And having them play the full
game.
40,
the full 48, right?
Minutes.
You're going to see guys play. You're going to see like Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion, he's going to be averaging like 41 to 42 minutes a game. Now, he's going to get tired.
I was going to say, that's exhausting.
So that's another thing, but it's still different now. Quickly's not playing against their backup guy. Rubio will play.
Yeah.
But, no, it's all... Let's be real. It's all eyes on this Cleveland series now.
Yes.
We got this young core. We got to see what happens with Randall. But there's always this hoopla. I'm going to ask you about this. I hate the idea, by the way, that the season's a failure if you lose to Donovan Mitchell because this team has made so much progress. The guys are so young, good contracts, all the draft picks. This is everything you could have wished for from the Knicks. However, you play Cleveland in the first round. Mm-hmm. Game 1 in Cleveland, Game 2 in Cleveland, back to New York 3 and 4. How you feel right now?
I think that how I feel is that the Knicks were able to beat Cleveland 3 out of 4 times in this season, which means that the team should know and should feel confident that we can beat this team in the series, right? Obviously, it's playoff basketball, it's next level type of basketball, which means that we should be able to do it.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be able to beat Cleveland. Now, for the casual Knicks fan that sees and I don't even want to call this out there because to me, we are supposed to be able to get through this first round.
Oh, you feel like this?
We are supposed to be able to get through this first round.
I feel That's you. All right, let's go.
I wasn't feeling that much, I'll be honest with you. I think about a week ago, I wasn't necessarily feeling that, but now that I'm seeing like the team they've been gelling all year.
Yeah, they have been, right?
All year.
Yeah.
Watching them play so freely last night and watching, like, wait a minute, no, we do have a good team. We
very good
do
team.
have a really good team. So I think for the casual Knick fan, if Cleveland ends up beating us in the first round, they're going to be like, oh, same old Knicks, they got kicked out of the first round. I think it's going to a 7-game series.
Woo!
I think that when we played against Atlanta and they blew us out, basically, we won 1 game and thought we won the playoffs. That was like, okay, that was a fluke that we even got to be in position number 4. We weren't really supposed to be there. We didn't have the experience and so on. Now I feel that we do have some of the experience.
Yep.
And so I do think that the Knicks need to step up and show Cleveland, yes, we can get through this first round. If we don't, we still had a great season.
Thank you.
Look at our numbers. Look at these guys. Look at the improvements. Look at the defense. Look at the offense. Look at the bench. Look at all of the players. Look at Randall. Randall is up there in the top 5 of the rest of the entire league.
Yeah,
is he not one of the top 5 players in
the
league?
But
as far as his points?
Well, yes. So the way Randall is an excellent regular season guy. You know what I mean? He gets there every game. His injury is surprising considering what he's been through. He's a guy who's he's durable. But then we got the playoff Randall, and I think this is probably the biggest question heading into the postseason, right? And I don't like to judge Randall fully. A lot of people have been giving him full grief for what happened against Atlanta.
Right.
That series, Alfred Payton was a starting point guard, right? Mitchell Robinson was injured. RJ was young. These guys were not at this level, right? Reggie Bullock had a good season, of course. Good defender, good shooter at the time. Quentin Grimes, to me, much better player. I like he's giving you much more. What Quickly's giving you now, remember, Quickly and Obi were there too.
Right.
Now they're way better. Josh Hart. Josh Hart is the glue.
And Hartenstein.
And Hartenstein. We didn't even talk about iHeart, who I've been in love with iHeart.
You know what I would tell you? With Randall, if he doesn't play the first 2 games, I actually I'm fine with that because there's a lot of pressure on him. He is the star of the team. Him not playing those first 2 games might make him feel a little less pressure.
Right. I would mean,
right?
Yeah.
So that might work in our favor because obviously all the pressure is going to be on him. I think, the pressure it's hard for him, and how he reacts to it is maybe that's why he crumbled that time. So maybe him not playing these first 2 games
could kind of ease him into it
because he's going to travel with the team, so he's still going to be there, support the team and everything else. So I think it could actually work to our favor. Also, with other teams game planning for him, and then he's not there. It's kind of like, I don't know, it could be a backwards thing that works for us.
I love that because one thing in the playoffs, much more game planning. Like in the regular season, you're just playing teams.
Right.
Yeah, there's game planning, but you're playing teams.
Now you're playing the same
Now you're
team.
like, okay, so this worked for them in the last game.
Right.
We're completely giving them a whole different look, right? This is going to happen instead. So it'll be interesting to see how we respond to those looks. 100%, you're right. Perhaps Randall missing that time, he eases himself back in. You don't want Randall coming in after not playing and like trying too hard.
Right.
I think that's the key for Randall, right? He's got to understand how good this team is now. He can trust his teammates, which he has been doing this season. He has these blowups with the refs, and that's one thing. I just know in the playoffs, it's going to be a lot more physical.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot more fouls that aren't called.
Yeah.
And Randall's a guy who tends to be on the end of that. The refs, the crowd is going to be insane. That Cleveland crowd from the LeBron years all the way through, they've always been a good crowd. Let's be real. They have one of the best. I think they have the best home record in the league.
Okay.
So we have one of the best away records. So there's just so much. See, we're talking about the series. We're trying not to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're trying to keep it to the current young core. We will talk about the series, so I'm not gonna go too much into it now. We got a couple of games left. We play the Pelicans, I believe, Friday night, and then Sunday, last game. Pelicans have been on a run. I could see us losing tomorrow night.
Okay.
Right? I want these guys shut down. I need to see Trevor Keels. I want to see Jericho Sims playing major minutes. When Obi banged his knee last night, I panicked.
Scared,
When Josh Hart twisted his ankle the game before, I panicked.
When Mitchell went down,
every time Mitch hits the ground, I'm panicking. So let's get these guys some rest. But it's so good to just see them, last night. And it's a game where, Indiana are obviously missing guys too. But we're missing so much of our core. We need RJ, Randall, and JB. You know what I mean? And these guys it didn't matter. And it's funny, it's like, this is what good teams do.
Right.
You'd watch the Spurs back in the day, and it didn't matter who played for the Spurs, they just played Popovich Spurs basketball.
Right, because they're a good team, and they have all good players. I feel, you know what?
I felt last night I could have gone on the court, and if I got the ball from quickly, I might have scored. Because that's how good we're playing. My bad, go.
I feel like we have a good team. The entire team is good. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. The
entire team is good.
And listen, as much as, with RJ, I want to see him play man. I want to see him come to the playoffs and give us his all. He's ill. I don't know what he's ill with. I hope he's okay. But I want to see him have a great game. I want to see him shut me up. I want to be like, oh, I got to eat my words because RJ really came out and shut us down.
Yeah, this is the thing too about RJ, just so we can end the show here. We love RJ so much. Listen, it's been so hard for me. It's taken me so many years to start coming to this conclusion where I'm like, ugh. And I still even feel sometimes a lot of this is premature. He's still only 22, right? But you know, when we look at some of how the other young players are developing, it makes you feel like, man, if RJ was that guy, we're a championship contender.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna maintain. I still believe that RJ's development is going along a bit of a different path, and it's a path of patience. Right? And I do think, kind of like Jimmy Butler is a good example to me when I think of Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler was not highly regarded, late pick. It was undrafted, I can't remember. But, you know, he came in the league at 22. He was on the bench for Tibbs at the Bulls. Right? Earned his way from like a bench player to a 6-man starter, then became a star over time. It took a long time, right? And he just kept working on his game to this point where Jimmy Butler today is so much better, right, than he even was at the Bulls.
Right.
RJ's a guy who, you know, you still have little things you don't like about his game, but he's a hard worker, and I'm just really hoping that, you know, we see other guys take these leaps so quickly, take a real step up this year. You never know, man. You never know. And RJ, I don't want to give up on him yet. I really feel RJ needs another season, but these playoffs are huge. If RJ comes on in these playoffs, right? Because I still think, you know, Cleveland have a deep team. They got 4 really good guys in that starting lineup. It's gonna be a really tough team to play against. But if RJ shows up, that's just another weapon that I think, you know, it's funny. We're not even expecting. Like we're not looking at it and saying, "Oh, RJ's about to kill it."
We're not expecting that. But here's the thing: RJ was pick number 3. Show us why you were pick number 3. That's all I need him to do. What seems to be happening to me is that our late picks are the ones that are really showing up. And I wonder if there's a psychological thing where the late picks feel like, oh, I should have been picked earlier, higher, and so therefore they put in more effort and more work. And the early picks or the high picks are kind of like, well, yeah, I'm that man. They don't work as hard. I don't think that really is really what happens, because also they're coming from college to the NBA, so they're all supposed to take that step up. But man, RJ, yes, I want to see him. You know what? Yes, prove me wrong. Come and step up in the playoffs and play some playoff basketball like the number 3 pick that you were picked at.
RJ signed this hat. All right, bro. Let's get it together. But not harping on RJ too much. Great vibes around the Knicks. After all these years of pain, now we got a ton of young players, a ton of draft picks. We did it all at one time. We should have spread this team over the last 20 years. Carmelo Anthony could have used Quentin Grimes.
Wow.
Right?
Right.
Old man Allen Houston in the 2000s could have used Mitch back then. But regardless, we got a young, fun, exciting team. Let's finish the season strong. No injuries. Right?
No injuries.
And let's go give them hell in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Rick's I'm over the moon. It's gonna be. I'm already like mentally preparing myself for next week Saturday. It is gonna be crazy. Ooh. But next week Saturday, watching the game. Let us know what you guys are doing for the game. The first game 1. I might go by mom and watch it. But I think there's gonna be some watch parties, so we're thinking maybe we'll go to something. We will see. Let us know your plan for game 1. I can't even think of game 1. I'm getting nervous.
I know, right? Yeah, nervous. But good nervous energy, because we have a good team.
Tell them again.
We have a good team, guys. Recognize.
Peace. See you guys next time.